Morning, dreamers. How are you today? I only have a little bit of coffee in here because I have to put it in a travel mug, but I had to drink from my thankful and blessed mug today because I am both of those. I can't say that depression clouds have lifted 100%, but I can say that people have walked the last few weeks with me hand in hand, and I am so overwhelmed with the greatness of God's provision of friends and family to remind me that I am not alone, even on my loneliest moments. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Grandma's Table again. I know you can never see it, but one day, when this is a live conversation, you'll be able to see it. It's a beautiful table. It represents so much to me. The concept of worship found in the Christian holy text of the Bible is not one of a show where there's a band up front and there's a congregation singing along, dancing, raising hands in front of them. That's a modern version of worship, and it is a form of worship. It's a corporate form of worship, but the initial picture of corporate worship found in the holy text is that of a table. That of a table. And as we head towards Thanksgiving week, I know we're still a week out, but think about the table and the metaphor that the table is. Because we sit around, even if it's a rectangle table, we sit around facing each other. We look at each other. We can see each other's visage. We don't have rows of people behind us. There's a church in town that has a massive round communion table. And they put it in the middle, and they have chairs, not pews. And so they form the chairs around the communion table, and it's just beautiful. And they make a space in the roundness for the band so they're in the congregation, they're not in front of putting on a show. And it's such a beautiful concept of worship corporately, so that we're around the table. When you're around a table, you're providing for someone else. The hostess of the table, or host, is providing food, and many people have brought, potluck or side dishes or organized items to share, and so we are sharing. Sometimes it's buffet style in the kitchen, so that there's more room at the table for plates and people, and sometimes it's family style with big bowls of peas and mashed potatoes and whatever else you're eating. And you pass it around person to person to person. Yesterday I had people come for dinner, and it was just a small amount of people, but they were friends that I already associate with and are in my bubble. And I had a pot of chili, and I had a pot of vegetable soup. I had sliced bread, white and whole wheat, and then I was tired, so I had store-bought cookies for dessert. That's it. And then coffee, tea, hot chocolate, and a bottle of water people could pour a cup with. And that's all I had. It wasn't fancy. But better is a simple pot of soup with friends than a feast alone. So if you're feeling alone, put yourself out there. Invite some people in. I have a friend who lives in the Czech, and she does that. She has people come into her home, and it's her and her kitty. But man, she tries so hard to be hospitable as much as people are able to free up their schedules enjoying her. And she refuses to wallow in loneliness, even when she is lonely. And it's such a great example to us. Don't wallow in poor me, pity me, poor me. Go serve somebody and sit at the table with them. And you'll realize just how thankful and blessed you can be. Like I said yesterday, peel off the me and get out there. Get out there. I was exhausted yesterday. My mom was like, you need to cancel this event, like now, because you're going to crash. I'd already kind of hit my wall emotionally. And she's like, no, 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 no. You need to, this is not good. And I said, once it's done, like I was putting the chili on while I was talking with her, right? And I was chopping everything up, and it was really quite easy. It was open cans and dump it in and make sure you have the right seasonings. It was chili's easy. But so I was putting everything in the pots, and and my mom was so worried about me. I just love her so much. She senses things from afar. and and she was like, you can't do this. I said, once it's ready. It was even a bring your own bowl and spoon. Like, I didn't have many dishes to do. I just had the main pots to do. And my kitchen is clean. My house is clean. Like, this is great. I wake up Sunday morning and my cleaning for the weekend is taken care of already. So I have a day of rest ahead of me, and having those people in my home for such a simple event, no show, 7:30, I kicked them all out, and they all went graciously. And it brought me life. And I said, the event itself will bring me life. And it's something I can do where Jimmy's involved so he doesn't feel alone. Like, he ended up stealing the show yesterday. It was so great. It was so fantastic. He gave us lots of fun things to talk about. But yeah, there was healing in that. There was healing in that. And I had a wonderful rest. And sometimes we look at tables and go, oh, to fill them is so much work. To invite people into our homes is so much work. Sometimes you need to do the work before you can do the resting. Right? Work before the rest. And yes, sometimes emotional rest is having other people in your space and in your home. Something occurred yesterday as we were talking, and somebody actually volunteered to take a huge amount of work off my plate this morning because I invited them into my life. And so now Hannah has a ride to work, and I can just go off to church and be part of corporate worship without the running around. Because somebody listened and they stepped up. I didn't even have to ask. I didn't ask because I allowed this kid to get a job somewhere, and it's my responsibility to get her there. But anyway, just so you're aware, the table is really important. So if your table's feeling a little empty these days, get outside of yourself and invite people to the table, even if it's just for bread and butter and a cup of water. That's huge. Have some sweet dreams along the way. Bye.